você gostou? Será que tinha coragem de trocar nossa amizade por ela? O abandono. Eu falo qualquer semana, já mora no
Everybody knows by now what we're doing. We started having concerts because so many of us miss going out with our friends. Limestral, Elisa Sanders. You know what? You guys say hello again.
Que você gostou. Será que tinha coragem de trocar nossa amizade por ela que já me abandonou? Eu falo porque essa dona já mora meu barraco à beira de um regato e um bosque flor. De dia me lava roupa, de noite me beija flor. Que assim nós vamos vivendo de amor. Se acaso você chegasse, não deixasse de encontrar-se aquela mulher que você gostou. Será que tinha coragem de trocar nossa amizade por ela que já me abandonou? Eu falo porque essa dona já mora no meu barraco à beira de um regato. Eu vou ficar de noite me beija a boca. E assim nós vamos vivendo de amor. E assim nós vamos vivendo de amor. E assim nós vamos vivendo de amor.
Bom dia!
Oi, Yusef! Bom dia!
Hi, Yusef.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, that's a beautiful way to start our day after so many serious things that we have been dealing with in the world. It's good to open our hearts and enjoy some good music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's it.
So thanks for having us back on today.
You're always welcome. So let's do this. I want to do one thing first. I'm going to make sure everybody gets the opportunity to see who you are because I want everybody to follow you.
Thank you.
I want everyone to find out who you are, where you guys are. Let's see.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Menestrel.
My name is Alexandre Menestrel, Le Menestrel, if you wish. I am a musician a long time ago. I don't know if I can speak like that, but for a long time, and I think almost 30 years playing and having fun with my music, and that's it.
And teaching.
And teaching and
composing
and dancing if I have to.
And I'm Elisa Sanders. I am American, but I now live in Brazil. Been here about 23 years. And I've had the pleasure of being able to learn a lot of Brazilian music firsthand, a lot from Le Menestrel and other friends who are musicians here. I sing jazz and increasingly Brazilian music as well. A little bit of samba, a little bit of bossa nova, a little bit of what we call MPB, which is Brazilian popular music. Learning more and more each day. And we're coming to you from my veranda in Itapuã, Salvador.
Itapuã.
Passou uma tarde na Itapuã, o sol que há de Itapuã, vendo longe Itapuã, fala de amor Itapuã. There's a very famous song about our neighborhood.
Enquanto o mar inaugura. Coisa boa.
Yes.
Another day, Yusef. Another day with you.
Thank you so much. So tell me about the name of when Samba came to Rio.
Uh-huh. The thing happened like this. When in the century, in 19th century, the capital of Brazil till 1800 were Salvador. And then after that, the capital went to Rio. And of course, it caused a natural migration to Rio. And and all of the 19th century in Salvador, we had the wars for abolition, for, I don't know if you say abolition, about the
Like revolts, slave revolts.
slave revolts, to break the slavery. And so many people, African people, went to Rio. Baianos, a community of Bahia, of people from Bahia, black people from Bahia. When, in the last meeting that we had, we talked about the Northeast culture, the 9 states. We talked about the countryside culture that we call forró, a group of dances and rhythms, very popular in Brazil. And we talked about the music of the coast, this music, the carnival music. And we separate state of Bahia, one of these 9 states, because its importance and impact in all of the culture, the musical culture of us, or cultural music. I don't. Well, that's it. Musical culture. I've been learning with her, but I'm very bad student. So, and Samba reached Rio in the middle of 19th century. And what we today we'll talk about the urban samba, this samba that came to Rio, and what happened with the samba in 20th century. The samba with the radio, when the radio appears, and everything that happens in the society. But we'll do that singing, of course, because it's impossible to me to talk more.
You're going to talk about Giuseppe or after?
Oh yeah, let's play something.
Okay.
Let's play something. Alisa, we will play now only with voices.
Oh,
A very important music called Carinhoso. Music from written by Pixinguinha, one of the most important composers of Brazil, and the lyrics are of Braguinha.
Oh, okay.
Braguinha. So, and the first song that we played was from
Lupicínio
Rodrigues.
I had the great pleasure of playing or singing in Barreto with his nephew, Mutinho. Plays drums at Barreto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
So
shall we? Here's Carinhoso.
Carinhoso.
You want to do the, oh yeah, you do country. Meu coração, não sei porquê, bate feliz quando quando te ver e os meus olhos ficam sorrindo e pelas ruas vão te seguindo, mas mesmo assim tu foges de mim. Meu coração, não sei porquê, bate feliz quando te ver e os meus olhos ficam sorrindo e pelas ruas vão te seguindo, mas mesmo assim tu foges de mim. Ah, se tu soubesses como sou tão carinhoso e muito, muito que te quero, e como é sincero meu amor, eu sei que tu não fugirias mais de mim. Vem, 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 vem sentir o calor dos lábios meus à procura dos teus. Vem matar essa paixão que me devora o coração, e só assim então serei feliz, bem feliz. Meu coração, não sei porquê, bate feliz quando te ver e os meus olhos ficam sorrindo e pelas ruas vão te seguindo, mas mesmo assim tu foges de mim. Ah, se tu soubesse como eu sou tão carinhoso e muito, muito que te quero, e como é sincero meu amor, eu sei que tu não fugirias mais de mim. Vem, 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 vem sentir o calor dos lábios meus à procura dos teus, e vem matar essa paixão que me devora o coração, e só assim então serei feliz.
Well, that was a very gentle ending. That was beautiful.
Thank you. That was carinhoso. Every single Brazilian on this land knows that song. Everybody knows.
I hope that maybe it will be 2021 that I can bring a lot of my friends to visit you, to see the area, because now I don't know if I told both of you last time we spoke, but I have had to open up my business to do expat relocation services.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning there are a lot of people in the United States, a lot of Black people as well. Oh, we have more comments. A lot of Black people as well. And they want to leave the United States and move to Brazil.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And something I did with my friends before, but I don't have to, I had to actually start doing it publicly because it became a part of my profession is, and I'll show everybody who's interested. You can all contact me if you're watching this, no matter where you are, but let's see, where is it? Because this is something that you know and I know very well. The paperwork process is a lot. Visas, residency, permit applications, SUS, CPF, CMPJ, all that stuff. That's what my company has been doing for people that want to get away from the United States and come to Brazil legally. So if anybody out there needs my help, feel free to contact me.
Okay.
Or if any of your friends need help, let me know.
Okay, we'll do.
You do.
Hopefully they'll be watching. They'll see your
Did you
information.
see that?
Yeah, we did. Obrigada, Reinaldo. Valeu.
Valeu, Reinaldo. Que massa, que legal. Funcionou, né?
Yeah.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no musical talent, so I just try to enjoy.
Just say, hey, we need people to enjoy as much as we need people to sing and play. So I was just, there's a very interesting story about a figure who's very important in Samba named Tia Seata, like Aunt Seata. And she's the reason why, or the story of the Baianas, or the Baianas, yeah, in Rio is why there's always like a section of Baianas in every Samba school. So he was going to explain a little bit about that.
Well, let's do it. When the people from Bahia came to Rio, they went to Rio. They organized themselves with a community. And this community had the intersection of this community is the religion and the culture, the candomblé culture and the music culture. So in the Tia Seata is we call her and all of the women like her of Tias Baianas.
The Baiana aunties.
Baianas aunties, as Tias Baianas. They are very important because the women here have a very important position to save our culture, because the men were the slavery of the man were very different, and the woman got a very high importance inside the black community. And in Bahia, it's in special in Bahia. So when this woman went to Rio, of course, all of this is travel with them. And you have something important, the structure of the house. Can you explain that? Because it's very difficult to me to explain. You have something about the structure of the house.
So I'll just throw in the reason why. So the way they set up the house is because Samba and Candomblé were prohibited. So you could be arrested if you played Samba. You could be arrested for doing Candomblé. So the way they set up the homes was in the front of the house was the parlor. And that's where they played chorinho, which was like social music. It was acceptable. Then in the kitchen, they played Samba. And then in the backyard is where they did the Candomblé. So that's how all of the houses were set up of the Baianas.
And for the people who don't know, because I'm not a person who delves into anyone's religion, because I'm an atheist, I just let live. But Candomblé is a religion, if that's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they had religious persecution as well, and we know that in American slavery, people quickly found out that music had to be regulated because music is the ability to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Now, I have to address something here. My buddy Sid Owsley said, I play the tambourine really good. Now, here's a lot of people, I have enough friends who are musicians, but I can tell you, everybody thinks that just because something like a tambourine looks simple, that you can suddenly play a musical instrument because it's not big. Let me tell you something. Rhythm is hard.
Yeah.
And this actually is not a tambourine. This is a pandeiro.
Ooh, Sid got it wrong. A pandeiro?
It looks the same, but it's different. The sound is different, and it's played differently.
And tambourine, you play like that.
Yeah, there's another thing here called a tambourine that looks like this, and it doesn't have the cymbals.
Yeah, and you play it like this.
So we have in the U.S. something like this that looks like a tambourine, but it's a little different. It doesn't have leather here. It has more of these, and people play more of this. They don't play it like pandeiro. It's a little different. It's similar though. That's what
So when Sid visits, we're gonna call him out on that tambourine business. We're gonna see just
this is here. Pandero is a little different.
So I'd like to show you something about the chorinho.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play a part of choro. Choro is you can say that is something like the jazz because it's the instrumental samba. Alisa told me that she realized that the history and the relation between blue and jazz and samba is choro. Choro the jazz and the samba the blue.
Okay, if you think of how, may I?
Please.
So if you think of how the blues started more rurally in the South, so you had a guy with a guitar and he could sing his blues, right? And then jazz starts to develop really more as an urban type of music because you had access to pianos, basses, instruments, and musicians who were playing, the European music with those instruments. From my understanding, and jazz heads, I could be totally wrong, but from my understanding, it's like it was a kind of an urban evolution. Not that you don't have urban blues as well, but the jazz was kind of born out of like more of an urban lifestyle and access to instruments like piano and other things. And so similar with chorinho, because samba at the time was played mostly percussion and maybe guitar and voice. And then when you have chorinho, you've got musicians that are playing woodwinds. You have more complex arrangements. You have Pixinguinha who arranged. He was like, a musician that played like, I don't know how many types of instruments. So it was kind of like an evolution that samba went through. So they're related in the same way that jazz and blues are related, but they're like cousin John.
Yeah, more like, I would think more like uncle nephew.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because my father knew far more about jazz than I did. He introduced me to jazz. But what was interesting is as I grew, our tastes in jazz totally diverged.
Right.
Totally diverged. And I think he kind of felt betrayed at the end, like because he always enjoyed that kind of speakeasy juke joint, chill back, playing cards with your friends, playing chess, pretending to be smart. I got into like Charles Mingus, just that hard hitting, just grab you by the guts kind of. And he was like, it's a little too serious for him.
Different ages.
So before you start, we have a commitment. After Foy Caipirinhas, he's gonna play. We will hold you to it. You said it on the internet. All right. So show the next installation.
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, let's do that.
And actually, that song that we just did, Carinhoso, was written by Pixinguinha, who's like one of the most renowned composers of chorinhos.
Yeah. And now I will play a song called Odeon from a musician called Ernesto Nazaré. It's only a part, okay? Because for me, it's very difficult to play. I am a composer, and but I will do something. You can follow me with the
I'll try.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very beautiful.
Okay.
The song is like this.
That's a chorinho.
That's it.
Wait, what?
That was Chorinho.
And you have a famous one.
The nephew of Samba.
And a more famous choro known, além, besides Carinhoso, and that's is this song.
Wait, what year was that song done?
Yeah, it's, the name of the song is Brasileirinho.
You know what year?
The song is from 40, 44, 43. The composer is Valdir de Azevedo. Valdir de Azevedo used to play cavaquinho, a small guitar.
Kind of like a ukulele.
That we use a lot. Cavaquinho is a very important instrument in samba, in choro also too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's the culture of the choro. Many musicians, great musicians, came from the choro.
Because that, I recognize that, I don't know how to describe it, but that pattern.
What?
I
recognize that pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very popular type of music.
Yeah. It's very popular.
I'm sure you've heard it in São Paulo.
In São Paulo, you have a lot of choro. You have rounds of choro, a lot of, and good musicians doing that. Choro in São Paulo were very popular in the final of the 19th century. Tô falando aqui, viu, gente? Tudo bem, meu povo daqui do Brasil? Eu tô aqui, vocês estão vendo que eu tô me arriscando. A gente está falando sobre a história do samba, do choro, falando através das músicas, né? Espero que vocês gostem. Minha mãe tá aí, Clécia entrou. Espero, Reinaldo tá falando, fazendo vários comentários importantes aí.
Christy too. Hi, Christy.
So, important thing, Reinaldo told something about the importance of the candomblé to our culture. Is very important to us, the influence of the candomblé in the music. Another person told that how difficult is play rhythm, percussion, drums. It's not easy like the people believe. It's very difficult. You have to study.
Brazilian percussion is very complex. It's a lot of 6/8 rhythms.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
So let's play it now. The sambas that the 20s we played, but we'll play now a kind of samba called samba canção. Samba canção is a samba with a lower speed,
like a ballad samba.
Like a ballad samba. Like bolero is very near to bolero, but and the themes, the themes, passional, talking about the loves, the losing loves, that kind of things. So I'd like to play with Alisa, if you give me the pleasure. Sing to us, four or two?
Four.
Sing for us, Noel Rosa, Último Desejo. Could you do that?
Are you going to accompany me, or I'm going to do a cappella?
No, I'll play.
Okay. So some of the great composers, please. So this is in the 20s. Think of like the era of Cole Porter, but here. So you have like sambistas like Cartola. Who are some of the other ones from this epoch? Noel
Cartola,
Rosa,
Wilson Batista, Geraldo Pereira,
they
Ismael
mostly,
Silva.
it's like the golden age of samba. And these guys lived in the morros, or the favelas, as people call them outside of Brazil. Except for Noel Rosa, he was one of the few white composers, but he hung out with all these guys, so he learned to write with them. And they would have, it was very similar to what was going on in jazz culture, like in the 20s in New York, around the time of Duke Ellington, 20s and 30s. It was a really beautiful golden age of samba.
Wow.
And we will play one of the more beautiful songs of our music,
Yes.
called Último Desejo.
Which means my last wish. Nosso amor que eu não esqueço e que deve ser o começo numa festa de São João. Morre hoje sem foguete, sem retrato e sem bilhete, sem luar, sem violão. Perto de você me calo, tudo penso e nada eu falo. Tenho medo de chorar. Nunca mais quero teus beijos, mas meu último desejo você não pode negar. Se alguma pessoa amiga pede que você me diga se você me quer ou não, diga que você me adora, que você lamenta e chora a nossa separação. As pessoas que eu detesto, diga sempre que eu não presto, que o lar meu botequim e que eu arruinei sua vida. Eu não mereço a comida que você pagou pra mim.
I've noticed the endings to a lot of the songs, they kind of just go off into the sunset.
That's because we didn't rehearse them, so we're just kind of like, all right, it's over. Normally,
you should. I would have said yes. It was the sunset. Just let it go.
Always did it. There's a great movie if you want to know more about the composer Noel Rosa. What's the name of the movie? Poeta da Vila.
Poeta da Vila.
Poet of the Village. Poeta da Vila. That tells his story. And this song is in the last scene. It will make you cry. It's tragic, but it's a really great movie to see what was going on in samba culture in Rio during that time, because they have Cartola, they have Wilson Batista, all of these amazing, and you see like their day-to-day life and how samba. Yeah, it's really wonderful, and how samba went to radio. How he was talking about the importance of radio. It like went from being this oral culture to now being on the radio. And Minister was telling me the other day, it went to national radio because Rio was the capital. So it like these songs were heard all over Brazil, and it really became the national music of Brazil because of the importance of radio and the radio in samba. And it really gave these Black composers of samba for the first time like a national audience. Like they were projected beyond the favelas into a national scene of music.
Yeah.
Have you ever read about the year 1959?
In the States, the singers were always white singers, but the composers, for the most part, were Black composers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of 1959? They would call it the greatest year in jazz.
No.
1959. Wow. Cannonball Adderley. I have a friend who's a descendant of Cannonball Adderley who did Cannonball Takes Charge. Kind of Blue. Dave Brubeck, Time Out. Ornette Coleman, Tomorrow's the Question. Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. Ellington, Sweet. I mean, the list goes on and on. Anybody watching, if you ever want to Google Jazz 1959, your head will explode because it was one of those nexuses where everybody hit with some of the greatest music ever.
Wow. Yeah,
Ever.
check it out.
Ok. Tá dizendo aqui, viu, gente, que para quem os brazucas, a importância que tem o ano de 59, não é isso, Alissa? O ano de 1959 para o jazz, os grandes músicos de jazz, entre eles Miles Davis, nascem a partir desse momento, né? É um momento também importante na música brasileira. It's the same important moment to the Brazilian music because all of the modern composers are from this time. Caetano, Chico Buarque, Gilberto Gil, they came from the final of the 50s.
I wonder what are some of the factors. Of course, it could be everything. It could be being Black. It could be the proximity to the war. All those factors that go in.
Yeah. That's it. The world changed.
Yeah.
It's a big change in the world, all of the world.
Coringoma, grupo de pesquisação. Cenário limbo.
Catarina does amazing research here. She has a beautiful book that has charts, stories, CDs, and a DVD about Samba Chula, which is the samba from the countryside of Bahia, like where Samba was born.
And has a book called Cartilha do Samba Chula.
Yeah.
And I think it's a doctor. É uma pesquisa de doutorado, Catarina, diga aí. Fale aí toda a sua biografia.
Cantador de
chula.
Cantador de chula is the book, yeah.
Cantador de chula.
So if anyone's interested.
It's very important biography.
I know,
bibliography.
Yeah.
Bibliography. It's very important. So let's play something.
Yes.
Let's play something. I'd like to play something that may I play something that I wrote? Is a music.
Were you born in the 20s or 30s? No.
No, but you know something? This song is a samba canção.
Okay.
That's why I'll play it. And the song is called, what's the name of it?
Your song?
Inspiração e Tristeza.
Inspiration and Sadness. This is his composition.
So,
but it's samba canção, so it sounds like songs from the 30s. Sambas from the 30s.
inspiração dessa tristeza, impor meus versos com beleza, minha vontade de libertar das mágoas, das amarguras, do meu coração. Caçador, de aventuras, quando a inspiração dessa tristeza impor meus versos com beleza, minha vontade de libertar das mágoas, das amarguras, do meu coração. Caçador, de aventuras, busco a todo instante sem desesperar as gotas de felicidades em meio a tantos temporais. Mas das águas sempre tive boa amizade, de forma que a mais forte tempestade cai melhor pra refrescar. Quando a inspiração dessa tristeza impor meus versos com beleza, minha vontade de libertar das mágoas, das amarguras, do meu coração. Caçador, de aventuras, é certo que tudo no mundo tem o seu lugar. Sigo ao reino das matas, onde sou recebido por ser eu quem eu sou. De onde um velho ditado se repassa. Hoje pode ser dia da caça, mas quinta é do caçador. Ok! A inspiração dessa tristeza, impor meus versos com beleza, minha vontade de libertar.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
What's the name of the song?
Inspiração e tristeza. Inspiration and sadness.
His composition.
So, I think we have time for one more.
Can
we listen to something that he wrote? Something you wrote?
Something I wrote.
Has to be style from before the 50s, right?
Oh, let's do something. The time is very, because it's very. I'm very grateful, and it's very beautiful this moment to share, to enjoy it. So it is fast.
Flies by.
Goes away the time. So I will do something that is very similar. Something like the samba enredo. Samba enredo is the type of samba that we.
It's in the carnival in Rio, in the samba school.
Oh, okay.
Enredo is a theme, so they're the sambas that have a theme to them.
Talking about the histories.
Yeah, they talk a lot about the history. It's like the way to pass the oral history of the samba school, of the culture, through the theme of the theme sambas.
And this samba is a celebration for the samba. And the name is O Povo Sabe, the people knows.
It's like a samba dedicated to samba.
Vem, que o povo sabe, irmão, o samba é tradição. Não vai, sabe que não pode acabar, sabe onde é o seu lugar, e chega pelos versos desse artista, expondo a sua voz nesse Brasil equilibrista. É na avenida que eu sempre vou estar, é no traseiro da mulata da saúde a cantar, é na carne do sambista, suor doce da passista, no neguinho tão pequeno que já sabe batucar. É nas rodas de fundo de quintal, na cadência forte o sul do nosso carnaval. É no pagode verdadeiro, no Ileaí guerreiro, nos botiquins, no antigo jogral. Vem, que eu sou a consciência dessa gente, a alegria e a tristeza do aguardente, luz da raça negra, grito de denúncia do artista popular. Vem, que eu sou a consciência dessa gente, a alegria
alegria e a tristeza do aguardente, luz da raça negra, grito de denúncia do artista. Vem, que o povo sabe não. O samba é tradição, Alissa não vai. Sabe que não pode acabar. Sabe onde é o seu lugar. E chega pelos versos desse artista, expondo a sua voz pra esse Brasil equilibrista. É na avenida que eu sempre vou estar, é no traseiro da mulata da saúde a cantar. É na carne do sambista, suor doce da passista, no neguinho tão pequeno que já sabe batucar. É nas rodas de fundo de quintal, na cadência forte, o surdo do nosso carnaval. É no pagode verdadeiro, no ilê aí guerreiro, nos botequins no antigo jogral. Vem, que eu sou a consciência dessa gente, a alegria e a tristeza do aguardente, luz da raça negra, grito de denúncia do artista. Popular, oi, vem, que eu sou a consciência dessa gente, a alegria e a tristeza do aguardente, luz da raça negra, grito de denúncia do artista. Popular, vamos cantar ali, assim, ó, lá. Lá, laia, laia, lá. Laia, laia, lá. Lá, lá, laia, lá, laia. Oh, laia, 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 laia. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Woo!
That was beautiful.
What was the name
That
of it?
was beautiful.
Thank you. O povo sabe the name.
The people know.
Wow. Well, I think after this, I'm going to get a lot more phone calls about people wanting to come to Brazil.
Great.
What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put more on how to achieve. I have a Patreon site where I put information for people who it's not necessarily fun, but this is where I put all the hardcore information on how to put money together, how to manipulate your business that allows you to travel the world. My Patreon's been growing, and if there are things that I can do for people professionally, definitely check me out there as well. So I say that to say this, and I say thank you all and everybody who's been watching. Thank you, everybody who's been sharing. Make sure you share this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've been having so much fun, and YouTube brings some sunshine into a very sad time in the world, and I want to let you both know how much I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate being able to sing and share with you. it's no fun being a musician if you don't have an audience. So. It's fun to be able
Yeah,
to.
I can imagine. So I want everybody to definitely follow you both on IG as well, on Instagram.
Okay.
And I'll put those up again. They're in the comments. Everybody have a great day, and please be safe.
All right. And thanks to everyone for your support. Thank you, Yusef, once again for inviting us.
Obrigado,
And
gente.
have a
Todo
great
mundo
day,
que está aí.
everybody.
Valeu. Thank you, Yusef.